All right, so after a couple of hours of finagling and then of course I took a nap too. Um, the thing is, so I'm trying to figure out now how to record my actual headset gameplay, right? So there's two ways I can do it, right? But the primary way I was doing it with this setup, I can't because in order for me to be able to run the Oculus headsets now with the VR with the Meta app VR link being disabled, um, I I can't connect my headset to the Wi-Fi so that I can cast. All right. So basically, what's happening right now is I'm bypassing the Meta Horizon app using Virtual Desktop, and there's this guy on YouTube from the UK that made a video about how to make this fucking contraption right here, right? And what this does is it basically allows me to trick the VR headset into thinking that it's connected to a network. All right. So basically, I have an Ethernet, USB-C adapter attached to the side of my head here, right? And then I have an Ethernet running out of the back of my head alongside my cord that originally did connect to directly to the headset, right? So now I'm just using it as a really expensive power cord. All right, so I have linked his video around, but I will go through the process with y'all as I'm sitting here. So again, you get your VR headset, contraption set up, right? And then once it connects, you plug the Ethernet into the back of your router, and the router into the back of your computer. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the the gist of it. All right. And once you get all that connected, you go into your headset, and then you turn off Wi-Fi. That's it. And then after you're done with that, you turn off Wi-Fi. You have everything else on, right? Then you turn your headset on, right? You mean make sure it's on. Turn your Wi-Fi off, right? Then you go and you launch Virtual Desktop, and then you just jump right in, right? So as you can see in front of me on my screen here, actually no, you can't because I can't stream what's coming out of my headset because I don't have OpenVR working properly, which is the next thing I've got to fix. OpenVR and OBS is not working properly, right? So as I'm sitting here looking at this, right, I have the target frame rate at 80, right? So what I'm thinking here is I'm looking at the frame rate in front of me right now, sitting still, just looking out in space, right? And it's about 73, 75 frames a second, right? The latency, which was what I was aiming to eliminate by doing this method, right? I've gotten the latency of the headset down to around 45, 50, right? And the reason why is because it's Star Citizen, right? Like if I was playing any other game, the latency would be down to like 25, 30, right? It would be unnoticeable. So in order to combat the latency of your headset, you're going to have to run it at a lower frame rate. And the lowest you can run it at is 72 frames a second, which will essentially get your latency down to around, 55, 60, right, on your headset. The bit rate is what's important too, right? You can maximize your bit rate on the H264 plus codec, and that's another thing, right? The codecs that you're using limit the transfer rate from your headset to your computer, right? Which was the main reason why I chose to buy the Oculus over all the other headsets, was because it had the best transfer rate, and also you could have a cord attached to it and not be tethered or not be reliant on wireless internet. And I mean, I'm obviously going to upgrade to wireless. I mean, I'm going to upgrade to get some better internet and do that and stuff, right? But basically what I'm showing you right now is that this setup does in fact work, and I have all the bells and whistles of virtual desktop, like being able to have pass through hands. Right, this is probably the best fucking feature of any VR program I've played with so far is the pass through hands. It is really cool. I can look up and see my screens, for example. Right, I can look and see where my drinks are in front of me when I hold my hands up, and then of course when I put my hands away from me in flight position, right, now they're out of my way, and you don't see them unless I look at my hands, and like I said, you're not going to be able to see it because I'm using display capture right now, which is not cropped properly, because that's another issue with running virtual Streamlabs or virtual labs, is because it'll change the resolution of your shit for some fucking reason. Don't know why, but it is what it is. I've been trying for the last day and a half now to get back in the game after fixing this fucking thing, right? And now that it's fixed, it works fine. I'm very, very disappointed in Facebook and Meta. This issue with the Meta Horizon app has been an ongoing issue for at least 6 months, and it's just like they have the same attitude that CIG had when it comes to the AMD black screen issue, right? They're sitting there like, oh well, it only affects such a minor portion of the community, therefore it's not a priority to us. And then a guy like me has to come along and fucking fix it for all of you, right? Seriously, like, where's my paycheck, CIG? You know what I'm saying? Like, So anyway, I've spent this entire ever since this patch has launched, I've spent more time troubleshooting and fixing things than I have than any other patch in the game's history. All right, and I'm not even going to talk about engineering because fuck engineering. But right now, I'm just I've got to figure out how to get my headset to transfer or record my headset again, right, and get it onto the screen so y'all can see it. So that most importantly, you can see my bells and whistles, right, and you can see in front of me the actual statistics that I'm looking at right now, and that on my thing here, when I'm looking at it, it says that the PC Ethernet is connected, right? But when I go back to the virtual desktop's augmented reality, it'll say it'll say that it's not connected, right? In fact, I can actually do that right now, right? So we just Alt Tab this, and we just we pull up. Wait, where the fuck is it? Oh, there it is. So if you look right here, right? Oh wait, it doesn't show it here. Oh wait, it does. Yeah, there it is. So you can see, or maybe not. I'll maximize it so you can see it better. But right here it says PC Ethernet no on the virtual desktop streamer on my computer, right? But clearly, when I look in my app here and I look at my debug tools, I can see that the PC Ethernet is in fact connected. We are running at 468 megabytes per second, and I really feel that the latency that I'm encountering right now is based on the fact that I don't have access to the diagnostic tools. In fact, we can try that too, right? Okay, yeah, it's being what a fucking bitch, right? So yeah, as you can see, I brought the mirror up and it's not working through the mirror, right? So that was my solution for getting it to work earlier, but I'm having issues, like I said, via what's it called? The OpenVR capture is just not working for me. So that's the next thing I've got to get going. And but yeah, guys, if you're having problems with the Meta Horizon app, this Cyberpunk solution is the only way to fix it and to navigate around it. You know, at first, like I said, I scoffed the notion of using virtual desktop because again, like it was working for me at the time, right, and it was clearly performing well. But now that it's not working, it is kind of a pain in the dick. So, one last thing I could try. Or is that open file location or. Okay, so my Windows 11 is just such a fucking piece of shit, dude. I swear to God. Anyway, fuck it. I'll have to look for it later. I'm tired of fucking messing with that with my headset on. Oh, yeah, that's right, because being alt tabbed to the game will kill the sound. So anyway, we're good to go, and I'll keep fine tuning it and trying to get the bit rate up. Changing codecs around and seeing how that works, but yeah, it's definitely better when it's hardwired in, right? But if you don't have the ability to maximize the bit rate, it's still gonna cuck you. So we're gonna have to figure that out. So.